Yeah, Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yashai, by Shem Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and the others, great millstone and rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the work, certain truth. I here once again, you know, in London, teaching His word, man, basically pushing out that truth. And hey, every week that goes by, it's everyone's the whole rhetoric of people were saying of how 20 so glad 2020 is over, 2021 is gonna be better. That's completely been forgotten, man. That's been forgotten completely, and now everyone's just basically realizing madness is gonna pop up, continue to pop off, man. It's in that time, and it's people's expectations aren't better. It's like England's gone into the third lockdown, and people are now at this point. People are just like, oh, these lockdowns ain't gonna end, and they're not wrong, because this is just normalizing this kind of approach, this kind of lifestyle to the people, getting used to having the government wielding this amount of power, and then as well having the what you call it, having a government wielding this kind of power, and then having the basically militarizing the police, getting them new order troops out, and basically having them moving with force, and keeping the people in check, because that's something as well. It's like the people are getting put in check, and that's what it's like with this lockdown. There's been way more fines. There's been way more enforcement of these rules, and the police are basically given more powers in the UK. I'm talking about giving more powers, basically to lay all that out. So that's why people are now it's like everyone's like, oh yeah, I heard someone got fines, da da da. People being out in public, it's gonna get more in their heads, man. And this is how the elites are basically constructing that chaos, man. That chaos where it's just more madness is going out. Because what you got in the States with the Capitol building, U.S. Capitol getting stormed, and basically kind of building a mindset and mentality of people just kind of expecting like military. They brought in the National Guard, and they said like they're going to be using the National Guard all over the country to kind of cover and defend different places, to cover, like, basically anywhere Trump supporters are protesting, they're gonna have like military, like the National Guard out there, and they're authorized to use lethal force so they can fuck people up. And all this is what these elites have been gearing towards. This is what they've been building up for, and this is what they're executing. Because you're seeing it execute, and people are cheering, like, yeah, I'm glad they're gonna get shot up. You got Jake being like, oh yeah, look, now you know what it's like to be a nigga, etc., etc. But hey, look, that don't mean you're not gonna get caught in the crossfire, man. In the whole when this whole situation goes down, that race war is still gonna be a potent part. We read this, 2 Ezra 9:1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is in the very same time, or in the highest, will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yeah, so the uproars of the people, what did it say? Earthquakes, uproars of the people. That's all you've been seeing. Uproars of the people, man. In the UK as well. Even in the UK, there was guys that like basically anti-lockdown protesters. They were getting grabbed up and thrown in jail as well, man. Getting fined, all that. And it basically got shut down. So all that, these things are meant to be the pillars of this so-called democratic system, the great democracy, meant to be the most sophisticated and advanced society. You guys are now getting grabbed up. All those rights and basically all the things that were meant to have made your society so great, it's becoming evident and clear that it ain't so. It's not it's not it's not great. It's not spectacular, and it's really it's just the elites. We're giving you that illusion, man. All these, you thinking, oh, we voting, blah blah blah. Well, I thought Trump got in. Well, even that, it's just all these things are rigged, man. These things are basically about the plans of the elites. They ain't, the whole voting system. That thing's basically just a show, and that's what a lot of politics is. A lot of politics is just a show that's put on, man. Because now you got everyone thinking like, oh, fuck this nigga, Joe Biden, like, oh, he's gonna save America. So I think you guys are gonna when you're still getting shafted by these elites, it shouldn't be a surprise. But that's the simplicity of the mind of Jake primarily, man. Because they were saying Jake was going out in force. There hadn't been as many Jake votes in an election in like 6 years or something. I don't know, for ages. And I'm just like, you guys are all throwing your weight in with this system, but this thing ain't this system ain't to your benefit, man. This system ain't for you. You're not gonna become anything more than a nigger ever in this society, man. That's all Jake is ever gonna be viewed as. Uprose of the people in the world. Okay. Says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Yeah, everything has a beginning and an end, and the end's manifest. And that's what people are getting all upset. Why? Because they love America, they love the lifestyle of Babylon, they love all the wickedness it provides, man. The women are allowed to be out here and basically have all the wickedness they desire. Esau's gonna basically be funding their lifestyle, man. If you're one of those sexual deviants among the LGBT, then that all of the that's something that according to the scriptures meant to be condemned. You're meant to be put to death for a lot of those crimes. But then that's something that what Esau basically protects and says, no, this is great, and then promotes it. Have humongous pride parades where these whole philosophies are pushed out, man. And people are eating up. They're loving it up, man. Where it's basically you can do any wickedness that your mind imagines, and you're gonna get a round of applause. You're gonna get cheered. You're gonna get everyone's gonna be so proud of you, and inflate your ego, man. That's why you got a whole mess, man. The whole single motherhood as well, especially among the Jake community. That single motherhood that was set up by Esau, man. He set government programs to basically make it so look, if you've got your husband out of the house, you can then enjoy. Basically, the government will fund and support your lifestyle, and then what? What are these women doing? Indulging in wickedness, man. Going having multiple partners, all that, man. And the kids, how they growing up? They're a complete mess, man. Okay. Okay, yeah. 2 Ezra 5 and 8 says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters, man. Yeah. Menstruous women bringing forth monsters, man. The majority of Jake out here are fucking monsters, man. These young Jakes, these guys have made a fucking stabbing epidemic in London, in different parts of the UK, man. All over the UK, Jake's up in there, selling drugs, getting into madness, shooting guns on each other, basically doing all the same madness that Esau's been pushing and promoting onto our people from back in like the 80s, man. All that whole lifestyle, the whole gangster lifestyle, that there ain't nothing to be gained from it, man. That's some BS. Being an Israelite ain't got nothing to do with that gangster lifestyle. But these are the things that Jake's basically holding on to. These are part of what has Jake grafted onto the society, man. All those different mindsets, all that BS, basically, all that black identity. That's the term that Afro-American, African-American, black identity, all these things that aren't, there's no benefit, there's nothing to be gained in it. These are the things that Jake's basically but like they're clinging on to that, man. That's wherein they think they have, some power, some idea, they're trying to build up in that, but you can't build up anything, man. What's being built, or get what's being built. Okay, Amos 9:11. It says, "In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David, which is fallen, that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I'll raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old." Yeah, so it's the tabernacle of David, man. Basically, the house of Israel, the house of David. That's what's being built back up, man. Starting with Yahweh Shai, and then through Pete and the apostles on down, man. The word was pushed out, and the Lord had it the word spread, in these the end of the end times by what Abba Bivens, Odi Aquab, was it Marsha, Ariah, down to the apostles on down, man. Basically, these men that were raised up by the Lord, the Lord basically had the word brought out, man, and that's why you got it now. That's why there was even I was on YouTube. YouTube does those kind of story things, like Instagram or whatever. Like everyone's doing it now. You just post a quick video. And one of them I was just scrolling through, and they mentioned like a guy just said, the blacks are the real Israelites, man. I couldn't even find it now. But he was I was like, yo, that's mad. Imagine that, and it had like 250,000 views or something like that, 300,000 views, it had hundreds of thousands of views. And I was like, imagine, that's mad. That's just getting, it was an Edomite doing it. And I was like, that's mad, that's getting signal boosted like that. And it's like, that's how the words gone out, man. It's, the Lord used the street corners, but then the Spirit came on the apostles to jump on YouTube, and then through YouTube, the words spread, man. That unicorn gave the strength, man. Put the word out there, and then from that, it's basically gonna, it's out there. That's why it said what the word's gonna go to the four corners, and the end will come. It's like, yo, the elect has the sheep hear Yahweh Shai's voice, and they wake up, man. So it's like, yo, if if you're still you're not you're still kind of tiptoeing with this truth, then you don't know what the time is, man. It's clear and evident, yo, this thing's going down, man. If you're on the fence, then I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't know what your what there is to be confused about or to be anticipating, man. This thing's popping off, man. Okay. So it says, second Ezra, back in second Ezra 9. Speak of those things in the beginning. Even from the beginning, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, there's a method. It says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. Yeah, effects and signs, you're seeing it. Just like with the apostles, when Matthew 24, the disciples were asking Yahweh Shai, yo, what's going to be the sign of that coming at the end of the world? Then it was given a list of events of things that are going to occur, man, things to watch out for, and these things are done been occurring, man. So it says, in effects and signs. So verse 7, it says, and every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby you have believed shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Yeah, so the Lord has had the elect set up from the beginning, man, from the jump. The Lord basically had it as a thing where it's about the elect, and that's who was raising up, that's who was building up, and that's who all this was basically being done for the sake of the elect. And that's yeah, and that ain't changed. Yeah. So Amos 5:18, it says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness, not light." Yeah. So you got a lot of these Christians, you got a lot of people basically out here anticipating the end, but they don't realize this this end that's coming it's not for it's only for the elect. It's something to cheer for, to basically hasten the day for this thing to come forth, for those that have faith in the scriptures, faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, faith that hoping to get saved out of that day. Yeah, but then for the people of the world, these things, especially them Christians, because these guys are basically integrated into Esau's system, and these guys are all part of Babylon, part of the beast, and they're what they're okay. Yeah, they're basically don't realize what's gonna go down in that day. They're thinking it's gonna be that that Cesare Borgia image, that super soft, wet, moist character coming down, and he's meant to be bringing salvation for them. But they don't realize that what's actually gonna happen. You're gonna very very angry dark skinned man. He's gonna come down and basically take the world by force, man. Was it Daniel 7? Yeah, Daniel 7:18 says, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever." Yeah, so the saints are gonna take the kingdom by force. That's something that these Christians ain't really understanding. When Yahushua is making his return, he's gonna come with force, man. He's gonna come with the chariots. Hey, the missiles are gonna be blasted in America. There's gonna be mass death and destruction coming, and these are the things that we're hastening the day to come, man. Because we know through that destruction, it's what Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So basically, we're looking to get the kingdom of heaven, man. We're looking to see Yahushua get glorified. Basically have the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua out there again, because who's really people? That's not really a name that people are thinking about, man. It's gonna be a thing where everyone on the earth is gonna know Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Everyone on earth is gonna know Israel's the chosen, man. That's Hosea 1, where it's like everyone was saying like, oh, who are these can't be the people. It's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be sealed. It's gonna be known. Yo, these guys are the chosen. These are the ones, man. These are the children of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And that's how plain it's gonna be, man. It's gonna be cold. But that's what, people aren't ready, man. And really, those jakes in the church, they don't know. When Yahushua comes in so-called black man, they're gonna be in shock, and that's why you're gonna have that's what it says. There shall be many false Christ, so-called, man, false anointed. Basically, people come and saying, "Yo, I'm Yahweh Shai," and that's the main one, is that Cesare Borgia, that image, because that's what everyone's going to be looking for. That's how these people are going to be. People are easily going to be led astray, man. But the elect, not one of the least. None of the elect is going to be lost, man. It says, but if it were possible, deceive the very elect. The elect can't be deceived. But simpletons 2/3, they're gonna get taken, man. The world's gonna get taken, man. Read this. Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war. the Lord is your name. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he's a man of war. And that wraps up with how he's basically going to have this world come to an end, man. Gonna have the conclusion of this place getting jacked up, man. It's gonna be done through it's gonna be a mass death and destruction, man, going down. It's gonna be on a scale where it's an allocated task for the cleanup, man. That's gonna be a big part of what the first slaves do, clean up the earth, making it habitable, man. Because hey, the Lord's gonna be getting down. And this is the final judgment. After this goes down, that's when peace is gonna come, man. Israel's gonna have the rule, and Israel's gonna rule in peace, man. The world, Esau's going to get his 1,000 years of judgment and then ended. And then from there, Israel's going to rule righteously, man, over the earth. That's all that's going to be there. There ain't going to be no other uprising. Ain't going to be no other heathens coming into power. It's going to be Israel, perfected, ruling, man. And that's what, hey, people ain't, they don't realize, man. That's why the Lord's gonna go all out, man. It's gonna be intense, man. It's gonna be spectacular. And that's what we're eager and hoping for, man. And pouring all our energy into acquiring, man. Whew. But that's why it says what those Luke 19:27, man. But those mine enemies that would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me, man. So basically, anyone that don't want to have Yahweh Hashem Yahushai ruling, they're basically gonna anyone that don't want to have Yahweh Hashem Yahushai ruling over them, they don't want to partake in the kingdom. The Lord, hey, they're gonna get judgment. You go to Zechariah, I believe it is, and 14. So do. The Lord, okay. Yeah, Zechariah 14:17. It says, and it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, and there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Yeah, so basically, those that don't participate, because hey, all the heathen are gonna be held to the law, man. These guys, they're not just going to be able to do whatever the hell they want to do. They're going to be held to the standard of the law. So that's why it's going to be, look, if they don't follow, then them curses will come on them, man. Like no rain. So that's how it's going to go down. That's how the Lord's going to be dealing when you get into the kingdom of heaven, man. That's how all Israel, man. Israel's going to be the judges, man. Israel's going to be the rulers, the governors, because that's the role the Lord set up for us, man. And that's why we're being refined, we're being built up, man. Refined like that gold tried in the fire. And those tribulations, man, the coming tribulations, hey, the Lord's putting us through them. Why? To try us, to basically refine these men, man. And to show the difference between the men that ride out for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, which some of them will die honorably, some of them will survive. Then you're going to have the 2/3, man, who are just going to take the mark, take whatever, get beat down with Esau, put their faith in Esau, and they ain't gonna have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. There's gonna be the separation made, man. And that's why the 2/3, they're gonna have their head down in the kingdom for a while, man. Because they're gonna know. It's like, yo, I wasn't down, man. Yahweh Shai came, and they weren't down. So it says, Matthew 10:27, it says, what I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops. Yeah, so basically with this word's meant to be preached out, this word's meant to go out. This ain't something that you hide, something you're meant to push out. something that's meant to. It's for the sake. It's why Yahushua said, "What? Feed my sheep, man." To Peter, I believe it was, said, "Feed my sheep." Because why? It's for the sake of the elect, man. For them to grow, to bolster their faith, all that. Verse 28 says, "And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather which kill the body, but not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." So yeah, basically, you're not meant to be fearing the carnal side, which is Esau, which is what a lot of people do. A lot of people are looking at Esau's capabilities on a carnal level, which on a carnal level is you would be observing it. You might be worried. You might be thinking, "Oh shit, Esau's got all these guns. He's got all this military might. He's got missiles. He's got planes. He's got boats. He's got all these things. How is it? How are we going to stand against him in a carnal sense?" But that's this word isn't something carnal. This word's something spiritual. Having that gift of faith is meant to be what? That so you know that the Lord's basically got your back. The Lord is some brothers might get put to death. Some brothers, go through different levels of hell and tribulation. You might get tortured. You might get all these different things. And hey, the Lord's gonna have your back, man. And the Lord's gonna have that reward waiting at the end to make it all worthwhile. So that's why it comes down to, that faith and basically believing that you're gonna get that spiritual reward at the end. Otherwise, why are you gonna endure through? And that's why it says those that the carnally minded, they've received the consolation, man. They've got that consolation prize, because any thing you gain on the side, any monetary wealth, form of status, where you got people looking up to you, all these things on this side, these things are carnal, man. These things are transitory, man. These things are basically going to go when Esau gets washed away, man. Esau's going to get washed away. All Esau's this whole Eiffel Tower, the Statue of Liberty, any form of landmark, any form of remembrance of Esau's rulership, the concept of America, the EU, NATO, all these power structures Esau's got, these things are going to be forgotten, man. These things that Esau's gonna cease to exist, man. He's gonna be a memory. It's gonna be like, yo, was there Edomites around? That's how deep it is. But that's what hey, that's why you need that spiritual mindset where you're like, okay, yo, the Lord's gonna have our back. So then with that, then you're just gonna be like, okay, look, I'm thinking about getting that heavenly reward, man. Getting because anything you try and enjoy on this side anyway, that consolation prize, it comes with stipulations, man. Like even an example would be like Dr. Dre. That guy, he sold out. He's got Beats by Dre, becoming a billionaire, all that. He's meant to be on the top. This guy had a heart aneurysm. His wife, I think his wife fucked him off. Man was trying to run up in his house. All that he gained. It was what? How is it? Is it really is it really being worthwhile in that given the situation, man? All that you've gone through to gain all that, is it really been worth it? How are you really able to even enjoy it, man? A lot of times these people up in these that sell out and get in these positions, they're not even able to enjoy, man. They're not even able to have a good time. These guys are getting stressed. You might have a woman's giving their hell. They have a youth, the youth becoming a fruitcake, like Magic Johnson's youth. Just all kinds of madness. But then what? In the kingdom, we're gonna have everything. We're gonna be able to enjoy it perfectly, man. We're gonna have, the house is gonna be in order. We'll be in power. Because right now, it's what? We're underneath Esau. We're in Esau, but it's Esau's kingdom. Esau's able to enjoy all the delights of his kingdom. But for us, what? Ain't shit. We ain't really enjoying nothing. It says what? This is not a rest.